Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and this is another episode of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast, ladies and gents, in one, two, three galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you and I would just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today, ladies and gentlemen. This time we're going to record an episode. And ladies and gentlemen, this episode will get uploaded now. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to be careful when you record stuff. You have to be careful that you save it first before you get out of the app. I was recording yesterday, and I thought it was a pretty good episode. And then I accidentally deleted it, and it just threw my timing off. And then my wife came, and we took the baby out to eat. So I was sitting there kind of stewing, and I was like, I don't have time to record another episode because, I had to do some things with my child. But the episode was basically going to be about positive traction. And what that just means is you don't want to get stuck in the mud. You don't want to say, hey, because we all jump out of here. You start off hot, you know what I'm saying? You start off, around the end of December, you go, oh, man, it's going to be January. It's going to be a whole new year, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And, you sort of, celebrate New Year's Day. And you go, the second, the third, I'm going to get started. Before you know it, it's February, and you haven't gained any positive traction. So you want to be careful about that. You want to make sure that you get ahead of the game, get into the swing of it, and get as much positivity, as much downwind as you possibly can get. Doesn't mean you're gonna make $1 million the first week, but in order for you to get $1 million, get 1 million followers, you have to start off with one. So take it one day at a time. Do something every day. Do a little bit every day. A little bit every day, and before you know it, you will be on your way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday evening. It is January the 6th, 2023. Today, we're going to talk about something important. Today, we are going to talk about where do you want to go. We're going to talk about vision. We're going to talk about, do you have your business idea down pat? Do you have your business? Are you ready? Do you know what you want to do? Do you know exactly where you want to go? Do you know what direction? Do you know what you are doing? And have you ever seen the movie The Founder? It's a very good movie. I suggest you watch it. From it's a lot of good things in that movie, The Founder. The Founder is about Ray Kroc, who owns McDonald's. He was the founder of the McDonald's Corporation. Now, McDonald's was owned by two brothers, and Ray Kroc was a milkshake mixer, like seller. He sold milkshakes, and he was getting phone calls from these guys. They was like, we need 5 or 6 mixers. And Ray Kroc was one of these guys. He always had ideas. He was always trying something new, and he tried a lot of different stuff, I believe, and a lot of the stuff did not work out. So he met these guys, and he said, "Hey, we should franchise." And in the movie, anyway, they said, "Oh, we don't know about franchising this, that, I've read a book about Ray Kroc, and I saw the movie, and he seemed like a very interesting guy. He was an older guy, which for some of us, gives you some inspiration. But he was like in his 40s, I believe, when he actually got started with the McDonald's Corporation. And Ray Kroc he partnered with these guys, and Ray Kroc, he was doing it. Things was not he wasn't making the profit that he wanted to make, and then he hooked up with this guy named Harry Sonnenfeld, I believe. And Harry Sonnenfeld gave him, well, they helped each other, and he gave him the vision. He said, instead of us worrying about hamburgers, we are going to become real estate moguls, who happen to sell hamburgers. And that became their vision. And their vision became very clear, and the money started rolling in. And sometimes, ladies and gents, it's one thing to get started, which is very important. Don't get me wrong. Getting started in anything, creating content, starting a business, whatever. Just the little things like getting the LLC, and getting a business bank account and all that kind of stuff. It's all good. It's all great. That all helps. But without the clearest of vision, you won't get as far as you will hope. You know what I mean? And the further you go, the more clearer your vision will be. And some people will have this down pat, and some people will not. Some people will gain the vision. Some people already have the vision. There's no right or wrong way to do it. There's no big, some people, because, listen, some people business will become a success just like that in an instant, and some it will take time. I give you an example. I listened to the show called How I Built This, and it was a guy from Compaq Computers. He got started, and the host said, "Hey, so when did you make a profit?" He said, "Oh, we made profits from the word go." Okay, and so they was making heavy profits from the word go. I just bit my Sharpie. But they was making profits from the word go. Now, everybody's not going to be that successful, It's just how it is. You see some businesses like Lyft and Uber. They're like it takes them like years to make money. It just depends on who you are, what you're selling, what you're doing. So the vision, but the clearer the vision, the better of a chance you will have. And so, when you every day, every day, every day when you have the chance, just sit there and think. Say, what am I selling? What am I doing? What kind of content I create? And let's talk about content creation, because you want to have a clear cut goal in mind when you get started. You want to say, I want to do fitness videos. So you talk about working out, you talk about this, you talk about that. You have this lined up, you have it down pat. I mean, you can start making videos, and you can throw things at the wall, and then once something hits, I would stick with that and sort of keep doing that. That's what worked for the kid name. I brought the kid up before. He has like a lot of YouTube people. I can't think of his name now, but he has like 100 million subscribers on YouTube. And before, I saw some article. He said he was trying, and then he did like some type of pizza, like I'm gonna eat 30 pizzas or something like that, And he said that video hit, and so he just started making those type of videos. He stuck with that, and he gained more of a following, and it all worked out for him. And so the better the vision, the better the results. You know what I mean? And so, of course, just get started. That's a key component. But while you're going along the way, make sure you are getting a better and better and better vision. It's like going to the eye doctor. When you go to the eye doctor, they say, "Can you see this one better or see that one better?" You want to have the glasses where you can see the best out of. So that way, the vision is focused, the vision is clear. You know what direction you want to go into. The audience knows what direction. The audience knows what you're talking about. The audience knows what you're selling. Sometimes it's cool to be a general store, but everybody ain't gonna be Walmart. You know, sometimes a specialty store works. You might not have as many customers, but you still have the money rolling in. And so be thinking about all that stuff, you know, generalizing, specializing, you know, what you're selling, what you want to talk about, what you want to write about, what your angle is. Just get the whole vision, the whole map. It's like before I had to hit the highway, I pick out a load, book a load. They say, hey, you're gonna go from Atlanta, Georgia to, let's say, Montana. I know before I pull out of Atlanta which direction I'm going, how I'm gonna get there, and most of the time I know around what time I'm gonna get there. You know, of course, without being any kind of blowouts or anything like that. But for the most part, I have that all mapped out. I have it all figured out before I even leave my house. And so, the better the vision, the better off you will be. And that's just how it is. And so, I'm not saying you can't get started. So of course, get started, because a lot of times the biggest problem is getting started. But while you're starting, while you're doing it, get a clear vision. I get another example. My friend today, he told me about 3-4 years ago, he decided he wanted to get into the cookie business. So he started working on a plan, and it got the plan got better, the vision got better and better and better and better. And he called me up today. We had a chit chat, and he said, "Well, next week, man." He said, 3-4 years later, he said these cookies are coming, whether I like it or not. Now I gotta sell them, and he has a container coming. It's gonna be like 1,600 cookies, and he's gonna start selling them. And I told him, I said, "Hey man, it's very exciting, you know." He said, and he talked about, you know, the plan and the goal, and he said, "Hey, let's make it all work." And I said, "It'll work. It'll work out, you know." And he said he had a meeting with some guy, and this guy was telling him that he does a vision board with his family like every year. And I thought that's cool, you know. That's pretty good idea to do it with your kids, you know. So my homeboy said, "Hey, you should get that started with your daughter." I said, one day I'll probably ask her, you know, what's her goals, what's her vision, and we'll get into all that. But we should all have a vision. We should all strive for something. You know, it doesn't matter if it makes you $1,000,000 or $10,000,000 or no bucks. Just, you know, the better off you have the vision, the better off you will be. And so, ladies and gents, we will be back this weekend. I will do one episode this weekend. I'll probably upload it on Sunday. And then, of course, Monday we'll be back with an all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, you know, I know this weekend is the first, you know, like weekend in January, because, you know, New Year's doesn't really count. But this weekend, you should really hone in and focus on what you want to do and where you want to go, and where do you want to take yourself, and where do you see yourself within the next 365 days. I'm telling you, if you just sit down and think about it, give yourself a little, you know, sit back, relax, think about it a little bit, it will help you tremendously. All right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. I thank you for listening. And we'll be back this weekend with an episode. And then we'll be back Monday with the all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. God bless. And as always, everybody, peace.